What's up guys, welcome back for another DevPro Duel video. This time something somewhat different. There is a small thing going on between Yugioh YouTubers and they tag each other after answering 7 questions. The main purpose is to get to know the YouTuber a bit better, and at the same time, after answering these 7 questions, he will tag 2 or 3 other Yugioh YouTubers. I've been tagged by iPokemonI, a very good friend and YouTuber from the UK. I've met him a few times at past European YCSs. I think it's a very cool idea, so with this video I hope to answer the questions as good as possible. At the same time, on the background I'll be showing you my current Frogmonarch decklist for the new and upcoming format, April 1st, 2014, and of course a few test duels, to hopefully make it a bit more interesting. Okay, question 1. What is your real first name? My first real name is Steven, so that wasn't that hard. How did you get into Yu-Gi-Oh? I picked up the game like a lot of people by watching the television show. I eventually also played the Game Boy games. I first bought I believe it was the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship game, the Worldwide Edition I believe it was called. And started getting better at the game and improving myself, like getting more knowledge of the current cards. The cards were released back then. And I think it was 2004 is where the nostalgia is at. A deck with Summon Skull, Skill Dark Magician, Spear Dragon as a good piercer, Exiled Force was the greatest thing ever. Then, in the summer of 2004, a friend from my brother showed me the Yu-Gi-Oh cards in real life, and where you can buy booster packs, and eventually I went to the store myself and bought, of course, a few booster packs, and pulling, I believe it was an ultra rare 7 tools. And of course I also bought both starter decks from Yugi and Kaiba, made my first deck when I got home, and eventually started playing against my brother and friends who lived nearby. Then, half that summer in 2004, we went to our first tournament, like where you played 16 people. It was a 16 people tournament every hour, and if you lose, you're out. And if you make it all the way to the final match and win that one, you got a gold card and you were allowed to battle the champion, the Millennium Champion I believe it was called back then. And at the moment I believe it was one of our country's best players. I was psyched that I was able to play him, but at the same time I couldn't believe what was happening to me. I got slaughtered by the guy, you know, and I remember it very well. Discarding a Thunder Dragon, get 2 from your deck, Graceful Charity, later followed by Chaos Emperor and Witch of the Black Forest, and eventually get Yatta locked both times. I couldn't believe my eyes, because at that moment I had never seen those cards. I felt beat, but at the same time it was a very good lesson. Also at that tournament I got to know more friends, and eventually my friends and I from our town went to our first locals, and which is still at the current date today, 10 years later, the same locals. Amazing if you think about it. The next question: why or how did you start Yugitubing? First, my friends and I started to record our own duels with a webcam, because it was hilarious to see yourself or your friends play afterwards. But of course the quality was terrible. After that I started to record more duels from locals and other tournaments, but at the moment not with the mindset of making a YouTube channel. I think it was, I also used a crappy phone with a crappy camera to record duels. Again, the quality was horrendous. But I think around that time I was at about 100 subscribers. Eventually I started to use somewhat a decent camera, and I started to make my channel a bit more serious. Started to take my channel a bit more serious, recording the finals from our locals, for example, or putting them on YouTube, and get an awesome feeling if 50 people saw the video. And at that moment I realized that I should maybe focus my channel more on uploading duel videos, pretty much the basic of our game of Yu-Gi-Oh, and at the same time fun to watch. Back then I think I was at 200 or 300 subscribers. It was the summer of 2011 I think, and finally the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship was held in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, which is really close by. I think it was like an hour or 2 from my home. So we went to the World Championship with a lot of friends, and I decided to record the duels from the main event, because I knew there was hardly no video coverage from the event, only written coverage from Konami, and even then. So I was there with a small and crappy camera, recording the duels from the small video screen, and eventually putting them up on YouTube. And after uploading the first match on Saturday, so I believe it was a round table match on that day, on day one, I looked at my mailbox on Sundays, and right before I left for day 2, I couldn't believe my eyes. I was gaining subs like crazy, and people really appreciated the video coverage from the World Championship back then. So then at that moment is where my channel got the boost it needed. After the weekend I reached like 900 subs, so I gained 600 over the weekend. Because of this, I decided that I wanted to do video coverage from huge events like YCSs for example, or Nationals and so on, and put the duel videos up on YouTube, because as you know, Konami does not make any video coverage from, for example, YCSs. So I thought by recording duel videos and at the same time, recording duel videos from the biggest Yugioh events like, for example, a YCS, and at the same time, duels from very well-known European players, so that we can all learn from it, would be a good choice. Then I started going to the first YCSs. We had YCS Bochum, Paris, and also Brighton. Every time I recorded a few duels, a few top matches, and of course the finals from the venue screen. And the Yu-Gi-Oh community really appreciated this back then. Of course now, the video coverage from huge important events, that is. After a year of coverage, I bought a much better camera, the one I use now, and eventually at YCS Leipzig in 2012, I started to fully focus on video coverage, recording table duels, so not only the top matches, but also the table duels. And at the same time, I got to know all the players much better, so that's why I keep doing it. Now, what's the best time you ever had at a Yu-Gi-Oh event? This is a difficult one. I think I have to pick my first top at a big tournament. I think it was the Pharaoh Tour finals, I believe in 2005 or 6. Back then it was one of the biggest tournaments we've had here in our country. And I ended up taking the top 4 spot and winning an iPod at the same time. And at that time, as a young guy, that was awesome, that was amazing. The next question. What is your favorite deck ever? My all-time favorite deck is Frogmonarchs from 2011. The Frogmonarch deck with Fishborg Blaster, Trishula and triple Formula Synchron. To my mind, I think is pretty much the best version of a full Monarch deck to date. Because you had everything. You had a draw engine with Fishborg and Formula Synchron. Synchro options for Cataster, Stardust and Trishula. The deck was amazing. Now, why do you play Yu-Gi-Oh? This one is very easy. First of all, because of the friends I met playing this game. I have an amazing locals, and that's a very important factor to keep playing, or to keep you in the game. Second, the traveling part. With our locals, we always have a huge group of people going to pretty much every YCS here in Europe. And because of that, you get to know more people from other countries, and it's always a blast meeting them again at the next YCS. And the last thing is of course YouTube, and hopefully with my videos adding something to the community, since it's something I like doing and it does take up a lot of free time, but I know it's well worth because of the feedback and the comments people always give. Last, who are your 2 tagged Yugitubers? The people I'm going to tag are the following. First, Yusei the Synchro Hero, a cool guy. I know he focuses a bit more on Pokemon on his channel, but he definitely deserves a mention. Second, DuelRock88, a friend from Germany, a really solid player here in Europe, and he also has his own channel for things like coverage from events. And last, I'm going to also pick a third one, is RyanAtlus, a friend from my locals. He's a regular judge at our European YCSs, so you might know his face. It might seem familiar. Guys, hopefully we can continue this the chain. If not, no problem, of course. Hopefully you got to know me better, and as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lead him signing out. Peace.